Rain's hammering Chicago tonight, slapping the foggy windows of Ember's diner like it's trying to bust in. The neon sign out front buzzes, one letter flickering, EMBERS, like it's on its last legs, same as this place. Inside, the air's thick with the smell of burnt coffee and grease, the kind that sticks to your clothes long after you leave. It's 10 p.m., way past the usual closing rush, but Talia Evans is still here, moving like a ghost between the empty tables. Her braids are slipping loose from their tie, dark circles carving shadows under her eyes, and her apron's stained from a day that won't quit. Me? I'm just Daniel Chen, the guy in the corner booth, hoodie up, nursing a cold cup of black coffee like it's my job. She doesn't know I'm the guy who could buy this whole block with pocket change. To her, I'm just another regular, coffee black, toast light, quiet as hell. That's how I like it. But tonight's different. Tonight she's breaking, and I can't sit here pretending I don't see it. The diner's a mess. Half the lights are out. A stack of unpaid bills sits by the register, and the radio's stuck on static, 'cause no one's bothered to fix it. Talia's been running this place solo since Marla Ortiz, the owner, had a heart attack last week. I heard her on the phone earlier, voice low but shaking, talking to the hospital about insurance caps and no updates yet. Now she's wiping the counter for the 10th time, hands trembling, like she's holding this whole damn world together with grit and caffeine. I pull my phone out, keeping it under the table, and dial my assistant. "Hey, Sarah," I mutter, voice barely above a whisper. "That community fund we talked about, push it through tonight. Ember's Diner, West Side. Clear their loans, cover the hospital bills for Marla Ortiz, make it untraceable. She can't know it's me." "Tonight?" Sarah's voice crackles, surprised. "It's late, Dan." "Do it!" I cut her off, eyes flicking to Talia. She's staring out the window now, rain streaking her reflection, and for a second, I think she's gonna cry. "Now," Sarah sighs. "All right, boss. Give me an hour." I hang up, shoving the phone back in my pocket just as Talia turns, catching my eye. She forces a smile, small, tired, but real, and heads my way with the coffee pot. It's half empty, sloshing in her shaky grip. "Refill?" she asks, voice raspy from too many hours on her feet. "Sure," I say, sliding my mug over. She starts pouring, but her hands slip, and the pot tips, hot coffee splashing toward me. I lunge forward, grabbing it before it hits the floor, and the scalding liquid sears my palm instead. "Shit," I hiss, yanking my hand back. "Oh my God!" Talia drops the pot on the table, eyes wide. "I'm so sorry. I didn't—" She's scrambling now, grabbing napkins, her breath hitching like she's about to lose it. "Let me get the first aid kit." "It's fine," I say, but she's already gone, darting behind the counter. My hands throbbing, red and pissed, but I don't care. She's back in 10 seconds, a battered tin box in her hands, and kneels beside me, pulling out gauze and burn cream like she's done this 100 times. "Hold still," she says, her voice steadier now, focused. She takes my hand, gentle, warm, and starts dabbing the cream on, her fingers brushing mine. Up close, I can see the cracks, the way her lip trembles, the faint sheen in her eyes. She's been carrying this place, Marla. Everything, and it's crushing her. "You didn't have to do that," she mutters, wrapping the gauze around my palm. "I'm such a mess tonight." "You're not," I say softer than I mean to. "You're doing more than most could." She stops, looks up at me, and that's when it happens. The dam breaks. A tear slips down her cheek, then another, and she swipes at them fast, like she's mad they got out. "I can't lose this place," she whispers, more to herself than me. "Not now. Marla's all I've got left. And these bills, Her voice cracks, and she presses a hand to her mouth, muffling a sob. I don't think. Just reach out, resting my good hand on her shoulder. Hey, I say, keeping it low, steady. You're not alone in this. It's gonna be okay. She shakes her head, tears falling harder. You don't get it. The bank's calling, the hospital's talking about moving her to some crap facility. I can't. She cuts off, sucking in a breath, and leans into my touch just a little, like she's too tired to fight it. You can, I say firm. You're stronger than you know. Marla'd be proud as hell. I mean every word. And for a second, her eyes lock on mine, searching, raw, like she's seeing me for the first time. My chest tightens, 'cause I want to tell her everything. The calls I just made, the money I'm funneling, the way she's the only real thing in my fake-ass world. But I can't. Not now. She nods, slow, and finishes the bandage, her fingers lingering on my hand. Thanks, she says, quiet. For this. She gestures at my palm, but I know she means more. Then she stands, wiping her face, pulling herself back together like she always does. I owe you a coffee. On the house. I manage a grin. Deal. She heads back to the counter, and I sit there, heart pounding, watching her square her shoulders against the storm, literal and not. My phone buzzes. Sarah. Done. Loans cleared, hospitals covered. They'll think it's a grant. I exhale, relief mixing with something heavier. Talia doesn't know, and she won't. That's how it's gotta be. But as I sip the fresh coffee she brings, perfect like always, I can't shake the feeling that this moment's burned into me deeper than the mark on my hand. She's my anchor, and I'm her ghost. How the hell did we get here? To figure that out, we've got to rewind. Back to the day a traffic jam on the Dan Ryan Expressway dropped me into a West Side diner and flipped my whole damn life upside down. I'm still reeling when I step outside, rain soaking my hoodie, the bandage tight around my palm. The diner's glow fades behind me, but Talia's face, those tears, that strength, sticks like glue. I climb into my unmarked Jeep, no Tesla tonight, and pull away, knowing I've just crossed a line I can't uncross. Not because she knows who I am, she doesn't, but because I've tied myself to this place, to her, in ways I never planned. Back in my penthouse overlooking the loop, I stare at the city lights, my burned hand throbbing. Apex Dynamics runs half this town, $50 billion and counting, but none of it feels real anymore. Not like that diner, not like her. I've built an empire. But tonight, I saved something smaller, truer. And she'll never know it was me. Ever had someone save you without you knowing? Hit that subscribe button and tell me in the comments. What's your secret savior story? This is just the start, y'all. Stick around for the ride. 6 months ago, I wasn't bandaging burns or playing secret savior in a rain-soaked diner. I was Daniel Chen, 36, king of Apex Dynamics, a tech empire worth $50 billion that I'd clawed my way up to from nothing. Son of Chinese immigrants, coder-turned-mogul, the guy Fortune slaps on its cover with headlines like, "The Future's Architect." My days were a blur of glass-walled offices in Chicago's Loop, million-dollar handshakes, and conference calls with Tokyo at 3 a.m. My penthouse had a view of Lake Michigan that'd make you dizzy, but I barely saw it. Too busy running a machine that never slept. That was me. All focus, no life. Then came the morning the Dan Ryan Expressway decided to screw me over. It's a Tuesday, 7 a.m., and I'm in the back of my Tesla, scrolling emails, when traffic jams up tighter than a drum. Construction, some jackass in a semi blocking 3 lanes. Doesn't matter. My driver, Tony, glances back through the rear view. We're stuck, boss. Could be an hour. Great, I mutter, pinching the bridge of my nose. I've got a board meeting at 8, and I don't do late. Take the side streets, west side. Get us out of this. Tony nods, swinging us off the highway into a maze of potholed roads and faded brick buildings. Chicago's west side hits different. Grittier, realer, none of that polished loop shine. We're crawling past barbershops and corner stores when I spot it. Ember's Diner, a squat little joint with foggy windows and a neon sign that's seen better days. Something about it, the warm glow cutting through the gray morning, makes me pause. Pull over, I say, surprising myself as much as Tony. Here? He raises a brow, but he's used to my weird calls. He parks, and I step out, ditching the suit jacket for a plain black hoodie I keep in the back. No security, no assistance. Just me, needing a damn coffee that doesn't taste like corporate bullshit. The bell above the door jingles as I walk in, and the smell hits me hard. Fresh coffee, sizzling bacon, a hint of cinnamon from something baking. It's not fancy. Scuffed linoleum floors, vinyl booths patched with duct tape, a jukebox in the corner that's probably busted, but it's alive. A handful of regulars chatter over plates of eggs, an old guy in a Cubs cap by the window, a couple of construction workers in neon vests, a mom wrangling a toddler with sticky fingers. The grill hisses behind the counter, and then I hear her. "Be right with you, hun. Grab any seat you like." Her voice cuts through the hum, warm, bright, like a melody you didn't know you needed. I look up, and there she is, Talia Evans, weaving between tables with a coffee pot in one hand and a stack of plates in the other. Her braids are tied back tight, apron slung low on her hips, and she's got this smile, Jesus, that smile, that lights up the whole damn place. She's calling out orders like she's running a show. "Eddie, your hash browns are up. Javier, you want extra sausage today?" I slide into the corner booth, old habit, always scoping the room. And she's there in 30 seconds, coffee pot still steaming. Up close, she's even more real. Brown eyes that spark like embers, a smudge of flour on her cheek, and that smile aimed right at me. My brain short-circuits. I've stared down CEOs without blinking, but this is new. "First time here?" she asks, tilting her head. "Coffee's on me if you say yes." Yeah, I manage, voice rougher than I mean it. "Just passing through." She pours before I can nod, the dark liquid hitting the mug with a soft hiss. "Thought so. You've got that lost in the west side look." She winks, playful, not flirty, and I'm hooked. "How about some food? The strawberry waffles are killer, guaranteed to fix a rough morning." I haven't eaten waffles since college, back when I was broke and living off instant noodles, but her grin's contagious, and I'm not about to say no. "Sure, waffles it is." "Good choice," she says, scribbling on her pad even though I'm pretty sure she doesn't need it. She's gone in a flash, shouting to the kitchen, "One strawberry special, Marla!" And I'm left staring at the spot she was, feeling like a dumbass teenager instead of a guy who runs half this city. The diner's buzzing now, morning rush kicking in. Talia's everywhere, topping off Eddie's coffee before he asks, slipping crayons to the toddler, laughing at something Javier says about the bears. She's not just working, she's holding this place together, like it's her stage, and she's the star. Marla, a stout woman with gray streaks in her hair, pokes her head out from the kitchen, tossing Talia a grin. "You're spoiling 'em again, girl." "Gotta keep 'em coming back," Talia shoots back, and the whole room chuckles. It's chaos, but it's warm. Like family. The kind I haven't felt since Mom used to fry dumplings in our cramped Rogers Park apartment. My waffles land 10 minutes later, a pile of golden perfection dripping with strawberries and whipped cream. Talia slides the plate over with a flourish. "Told you. Killer. Dig in." She's off before I can reply, but I take a bite, and damn, she's right. It's sweet, messy, real, not the protein shakes or kale crap my nutritionist shoves at me. For the first time in years, I'm eating something that doesn't feel like a transaction. I watch her work while I eat, sipping coffee that's somehow better than anything I've had in boardrooms. She remembers everyone. Eddie's grandkid's birthday, Javier's sore knee from a long shift, the mom's late-night job at the hospital. She's not faking it. It's who she is. And me, she treats me the same. No better, no worse. Just another guy needing a refill. It's the first time in forever I'm not Daniel Chen, tech titan. I'm just Daniel. And I like it. The hour flies. My phone's buzzing. Texts from my assistant piling up. Tokyo's waiting. Board's at 8. Where are you? I ignore them, finishing the last bite of waffle as Talia swings by with the check. Hope it hit the spot, she says, that smile still there. See you around? Yeah, I say, surprising myself again. Maybe. I drop a 20 on the table, generous but not flashy, and head out, the bell jingling behind me. The cold bites as I climb back into the Tesla, Tony giving me a look like I've lost it. Maybe I have. Ember's diner, huh? He says, pulling into traffic. Didn't peg you for a waffle guy. Shut up, I mutter, but I'm grinning. The loop looms ahead, all steel and glass, but my head's still in that diner, on her voice, her laugh, the way she made a shitty morning feel like something worth waking up for. I'm already plotting how to ditch the 7 a.m. meetings tomorrow, how to sneak back to West Side without my team asking questions. I built Apex Dynamics on focus, cut the noise, chase the goal. But that morning, something shifted. A spark flickered in a rundown diner, and I didn't know it yet, but it was going to burn through everything I thought I knew. Tony's still smirking as we hit the highway, but I don't care. I lean back, tasting strawberries on my tongue, and for once, I'm not counting minutes or dollars. I'm thinking about a girl with a coffee pot and a smile that could melt steel. And I'm wondering how the hell I'm going to get back there without screwing it all up. Ever stumbled into a place that changed you? Subscribe for the next twist and drop a comment. What's your favorite diner memory? We're just getting started, y'all. Don't miss what's coming. It's been 3 months since that first waffle, and Ember's Diner's got its hooks in me deep. Every morning, 7:15 sharp, I'm there. Hoodie up, Jeep parked a block away, slipping into that corner booth like it's my second home. Apex Dynamics still runs like a well-oiled machine. 50 billion bucks don't sleep. But I've rearranged my life around this hour of quiet. No more 7 a.m. board calls. I've got my assistant, Sarah, pushing everything to 9 so I can sit here, sipping coffee Talia pours like it's liquid gold. She doesn't know I'm Daniel Chen, the guy who could buy this whole West Side Strip without blinking. To her, I'm just coffee guy, and that's the best damn thing I've felt in years. The diner's a rhythm now. Talia's the heartbeat, gliding between tables, her braids swinging, that smile lighting up the gray Chicago mornings. She's got this way about her. Eddie gets his coffee topped off before he even grunts for it. Javier scores extra sausage when the wind's biting outside, and the single mom with the toddler, Lila, I've learned, always finds crayons waiting. She doesn't write anything down, just keeps it all in her head, calling out to Marla in the kitchen like they're a 2-woman band. 2 over-easy extra bacon, Marla. On it, girl. It's chaos, but it's warm, and I'm addicted. I'm halfway through my toast, light like always, when the bell jingles and a new face walks in. He's not West Side. Too slick, too sharp, navy suit, polished shoes, a Rolex flashing under the diner's cheap lights. He scans the room like he's casing it, then picks a table near the counter, close enough to hear Talia hum some old Motown tune while she wipes down a spill. I don't like him on sight. Call it a gut thing, honed from years of sniffing out shocks in boardrooms. This guy's trouble. Talia doesn't clock it. She swings over with her coffee pot, same as always. Morning? First time here? she asks, pouring before he answers. Yeah, he says, voice smooth, too practiced. Nice place. Cozy. He leans back, sizing her up. Not creepy, just calculated. You run it? Nah, that's Marla's gig, Talia says, nodding toward the kitchen where Marla's flipping pancakes, her gray hair tied back tight. I just keep it moving. What can I get you? Coffee's fine for now, he says, flashing a smile that doesn't reach his eyes. Ever think of selling? I could make it worth your while. Talia laughs, light and easy. Not mine to sell. Talk to Marla when she's back on her feet. She's off before he can push. But I catch the way he watches her go. Sharp, like he's filing it away. My jaw tightens. I know that look. I've been that look, back when I'd chew up startups for breakfast. This isn't a random suit slumming it for kicks. He sticks around, nursing his coffee longer than he needs to, eyes darting to me now and then. I keep my head down, hoodie low, but my guts screaming. By the time he leaves, dropping a crisp 20 like it's a statement, I'm already texting Tony. Run a check on a guy at Ember's. Suit, Rolex, mid-40s. Find out who he is. Tony's my driver, my fixer, the guy who knows I'm not just paranoid. 2 hours later, I get the reply. Ray Carter, rival CEO, Carter Ventures. Been tailing you for weeks. Watch your back. Ray freaking Carter. The guy's been gunning for Apex since I outbid him on a cloud tech deal last year. He's ruthless, buys companies cheap, guts them, flips the scraps. If he's here, he's not after waffles. He's after me. And that means Ember's is in his crosshairs. Next morning, I'm back, same booth, but the vibe's off. Talia's still Talia, smiling, humming, pouring coffee like it's her superpower. But I'm on edge, scanning for Ray. He doesn't show, but someone else does. The bell rings, and a girl storms in. Early 20s, braids like Talia's but shorter, a backpack slung over one shoulder. She's got fire in her eyes, and when she spots Talia behind the counter, she beelines straight for her. Keisha, what are you doing here? Talia says, setting down a tray of plates. Thought you had class. Skipped it, Keisha snaps, dropping her bag on the counter with a thud. We need to talk. Her voice is low, but it carries, and I catch the tension from 10 feet away. Talia's sister. Has to be. I've heard her mention Keisha before, the med student she's busting her ass to put through school. Later, Talia says, glancing at the half-full diner. I'm swamped. No now. Keisha grabs Talia's arm, pulling her toward the corner. My corner. I pretend to scroll my phone, but I'm all ears. That guy, Keisha says, nodding at me. He's not who you think. Talia frowns, brushing her off. What are you talking about? I saw him on TV last night. Some tech conference recap on WGN. He's a big shot, Tal. Like Billionaire big. Why's he slumming it here every day? I freeze, thumb hovering over my screen. Shit. I've been careful. No suits, no flashy tips, no Apex crap. But Keisha's sharp. Talia glances at me, then back at her sister, laughing it off. You're trippin'. He's just a regular. Coffee and toast, that's it. He's hiding something, Keisha insists, voice rising. I don't trust him. You shouldn't either. Keep it down, Talia hisses, pulling Keisha closer. He's been here for months. Nicest guy in the place. You're paranoid 'cause you've been studying too hard. Keisha's not buying it. I'm telling you, he's not some broke-ass nobody. Look at him, those sneakers? They're like $200. Who wears that to a diner? Talia rolls her eyes. Maybe he's got a good job. Doesn't mean he's a liar. Go back to school, Keish. I've got this. Keisha glares at me one last time, grabs her bag and stomps out. Talia shakes her head, muttering, Kids, and swings by my table with the coffee pot. Sorry about that. she says, topping me off. My sister's got a wild imagination. No worries, I say, forcing a grin. My heart's pounding, though. Keisha's on to me, and if she digs, this whole thing, my hour of peace, my nobody status, could blow up. Talia lingers, studying me a beat longer than usual, like maybe Keisha's planted a seed. Then she's off, back to her rhythm, and I'm left gripping my mug too tight. That afternoon, I'm in my office, 30th floor, all glass and steel, when Tony calls. Carter's moving, he says, voice tight. Bought the building Ember sits in. Bank sold him the note cheap. He's got leverage now. I curse under my breath, pacing to the window. Chicago sprawls below, but all I see is that diner, its cracked booths, its flickering sign, Talia's smile. Ray's not here for real estate. He's here to hit me where it hurts. He knows I've been slipping away every morning, knows it's my weak spot. He's gonna squeeze until something breaks. Options? I ask, voice clipped. Buy it back through a shell, Tony says. Or let him play it out. Your call. I don't answer right away. Buying it's easy, pocket change for me, but it'd tie Apex to Embers, and Talia'd figure it out fast. Letting Ray run his game's riskier. He could evict them, turn it into some soulless chain spot, all to bait me into a fight. Either way, my cover's cracking. Back at the diner the next morning, Talia's still the same. Warm, steady, pouring coffee like nothing's wrong. But I catch her glancing at me, a flicker of something new in her eyes. Doubt, maybe. Keisha's words are sticking. And somewhere out there, Ray's sharpening his knife, ready to carve up the one place that's kept me sane. The table's getting crowded with shadows. Mine, hers, his. And I've got a bad feeling they're about to collide. It's a gray Thursday morning, 4 months into my Embers routine, and the diner's quieter than usual. The west side's wrapped in a damp fog, muffling the usual rumble of delivery trucks and CTA buses. I'm in my corner booth, hoodie up, sipping coffee that's gone lukewarm because I'm too busy watching Talia. She's moving slower today, her braids tucked under a faded Cubs cap, that smile of hers dimmer, like someone turned down the wattage. Marla's behind the counter, flipping sausage links, but she's off too, pausing every few minutes to catch her breath. One hand braced on the grill. I've got a bad feeling. The kind that's been simmering since Ray Carter showed his face and Keisha started sniffing around. My phone's buzzing. Sarah texting about some merger in Seoul. But I ignore it. This place, these people, they're my anchor now. Apex dynamics can wait. Then it happens. Marla lets out a sharp gasp, loud enough to cut through the diner's hum. Her spatula clatters to the floor, and she clutches her chest, face twisting in pain. Talia's there in a heartbeat, dropping a tray of plates that shatter like gunfire. "Marla!" she yells, catching her as she stumbles. The handful of regulars, Eddie, Javier, a couple others, freeze, forks halfway to their mouths. "Call 911!" Talia shouts, easing Marla onto a stool. Her voice is steady, but her hands shake as she presses them to Marla's shoulders. I'm already dialing, barking the address into my phone. "Ember's Diner, West Madison. Heart attack, hurry." The operator's calm drone fades as I watch Talia. Her eyes wide, breath hitching, but she's holding it together, whispering to Marla, "You're okay. You're okay. Just breathe." The ambulance screeches up 5 minutes later, red lights slicing through the fog. Paramedics swarm in, all radios and stretcher, and Talia steps back, hands clenched, as they load Marla up. "I'm coming with," she says, voice cracking now, and follows them out. The bell jingles as the door swings shut, leaving the diner silent except for the hiss of the grill and a faint static from the busted radio. Eddie shuffles over, muttering, "She's tough. She'll pull through." Javier nods, but no one's eating anymore. I toss cash on the table, more than usual, and head out. rain spitting on my hoodie as I climb into the Jeep. Tony's waiting, engine idling. "Hospital?" he asks, reading my face. "Yeah," I say, voice tight. "But keep it low. I'm not going in." He doesn't ask why. He knows me. Knows I'm not about to blow this thing wide open. We park across from Mount Sinai, close enough to see the ER doors, but far enough to stay ghosts. Talia's in there, I know it, fighting for Marla like she fights for this diner every damn day. My chest's heavy, like I'm the one who can't breathe. Next morning, Ember's is a different beast. Talia's back, running it solo. Marla's still in ICU, hooked to machines. The place feels hollow without her barking orders from the kitchen. Tables are half empty, the regulars subdued, and Talia's moving like she's on autopilot. Her apron's wrinkled, eyes red-rimmed, but she's still pouring coffee, still cracking weak smiles for Eddie and Javier. I'm in my booth, watching, feeling useless. Ray Carter picks that day to slink back in. He's bolder now, no suit this time, just a cashmere sweater and slacks, but that Rolex still glints like a warning. He takes the same table near the counter, smirking as Talia shuffles over with the pot. "Rough week, huh?" he says, voice dripping with fake sympathy. "Heard about the owner. Tough break." "Yeah," Talia mutters, pouring his coffee. "What do you want?" "Same as last time," he says, leaning back. "This place could use a lifeline. I've got one. Cash offer, above market. You could walk away clean." Talia's jaw tightens. "Marla's not selling. Neither am I." "Your call," Ray shrugs, sipping his coffee. "But rent's due soon, right? And those hospital bills? Ouch!" He slides a business card across the table. Carter Ventures in sleek black print. "Think it over." She doesn't touch it, just walks away. But I see the crack. Her shoulders slump, just for a second. Ray catches my eye as he leaves, that smirk saying he knows I'm here, knows I'm stuck. My fists clench under the table. He's not just after the diner. He's after me, and he's using Talia to do it. That night, I'm in my penthouse, pacing the marble floor, Lake Michigan a dark smear outside. Tony's intel hits my phone. Carter's pushing the landlord. Eviction notice drafted. 30 days, unless they pay up. I curse, loud enough to echo off the walls. Marla's in the hospital, Talia's drowning, and Ray's tightening the noose. I call Sarah. "That fund from last week, expand it. Cover Ember's rent, Marla's bills." Quiet, like before. "Dan, this is getting messy," she warns. "You're too close." "Do it," I snap, and hang up. I don't care about messy. I care about that diner. About her. Friday rolls in, and Talia's breaking. The diner's a skeleton. 2 customers, a stack of bills by the register, rain drumming the roof like a countdown. She's scrubbing the counter when Keisha storms in, backpack slung low, face thunder dark. "Talia, we gotta talk," she says, voice cutting through the quiet. "Not now," Talia says, not looking up. "I'm holding this place together with duct tape." "Now," Keisha insists, grabbing her arm. They're 10 feet from me, and I'm pretending to read my phone, heart pounding. "That guy," she jabs a finger my way. "I was right. He's Daniel Chen. Apex Dynamics, billionaire. Saw him on CNN last night, some tech conference. What's he doing here?" Talia freezes, sponge dripping in her hand. "Keisha, stop." "No, you stop." Keisha's loud now, diner empty enough for it to echo. "He's not some random dude, he's got money, serious money. Why's he pretending? What's he want with you?" Talia glances at me, eyes narrowing, then back at Keisha. "You're nuts. He's just nice. Been here forever. You're seeing ghosts." "Am I?" Keisha digs in her bag, pulls out a crumpled flyer, some Apex event I spoke at last month, my face plastered on it. She shoves it at Talia. "Look, That's him, coffee guy, my ass. Talia stares at it, then at me, and I feel the air shift. She's not laughing it off this time. Keish, go, she says, voice low. I can't deal with this now. Keisha huffs, slinging her bag over her shoulder. Fine, but when he screws you over, don't say I didn't warn you. She storms out, bell clanging, and Talia's left holding that flyer, her knuckles white. She doesn't look at me, just stuffs it in her apron and keeps scrubbing, harder now, like she's erasing more than coffee stains. I should leave, but I don't. I stay, sipping cold coffee, watching her fight a war I can't see. Then my phone buzzes. A text from Tony. Dropped something at Sinai yesterday. Hospital bill receipt, your name on it. Sorry, boss. My stomach drops. If Keisha found that, if Talia sees it, this whole thing's over. Saturday night, I'm back at Ember's, rain pouring like it's mourning something. Talia's alone, counting tips, pennies and singles, not enough for shit. She doesn't see me slip in, doesn't hear me call Sarah to push that fund through. But when she drops that coffee pot and I catch it, burning my hand, watching her break, that's when it hits me. She's not just fighting for Marla or the diner. She's fighting for herself. And I'm fighting to keep her from knowing I'm the one holding the net. But Keisha's right. I'm too close, and Ray's out there circling. This heart stopped beating steady, and I don't know how long I can keep it alive in the dark. The rain's a beast tonight, pounding West Side Chicago like it's got a grudge. Ember's diner's a flickering ember itself, half the lights out, the neon signs spitting sparks into the dark. It's 10 p.m., and Talia's alone behind the counter, counting a pitiful stack of singles and nickels that won't cover Jack. Marla's still in the hospital, hanging on by a thread, and the bills are piling up faster than the leaks in this roof. I'm in my corner booth, hoodie soaked, watching her like I've done every day for months. But tonight, she's not humming. She's not smiling. She's a ghost of the girl who poured my first coffee, and it's killing me. Ray Carter's been circling like a vulture. His eviction notice hit last week, 30 days to pay or get out, and he's been spreading poison, whispering to the regulars that Talia's selling out, cashing in on Marla's heart attack with some rich guy. I know it's aimed at me, a jab to flush me out. The diner's half dead now. Eddie's stopped coming. Javier's avoiding eye contact. Even Lila's keeping her kid away. Talia's fighting a war she doesn't know I started, and I'm the one who's got to end it. She's scrubbing a spot on the counter that's already clean when her hands slip, knocking the coffee pot off the edge. It's instinct. I lunge, catching it mid-fall, hot liquid searing my palm again. Shit, I hiss, dropping it to the table as she gasps. Oh God, not again. Talia's on me in a second, napkins in hand, eyes wide with panic. I'm so sorry. I'm a mess. Her voice breaks, and that's when the tears come, fast and hard. She's kneeling beside me, dabbing at my hand, and I can't stop myself. I rest my good hand on her shoulder. You're not a mess, I say, soft but firm. You're holding this place up. She shakes her head, tears streaking her face. I can't lose it. Marla's everything, and these bills. She chokes on a sob, pressing a hand to her mouth. The bank's done. The hospital's cutting corners. I can't. Hey, I cut in, squeezing her shoulder. You're not alone. It's gonna be okay. It's a promise I've already kept. Hours ago, I called Sarah, pushed that fund through to clear the loans, cover Marla's care. It's done. Untraceable. But she doesn't know. She can't. She looks up, eyes searching mine, raw and desperate. How do you know? She whispers. And for a second I almost crack, almost tell her everything. But I don't. I just hold her gaze, letting her lean into my hand, a quiet lifeline in the storm. She bandages my burn again, her touch shaky but warm, and when she's done, she murmurs, "Thanks. Again." "Any time," I say, meaning it more than she'll ever get. She stands, wipes her face, and heads back to the counter, pulling herself together like always. I slip my phone out, texting Tony. "Checks cleared?" He fires back. "Yeah, they're safe, for now." I exhale, but it's not relief. It's dread. Ray's still out there, and Keisha's closing in. Monday hits like a freight train. I'm back at Ember's, same booth. But the air's poison. The regulars who stuck around are whispering. Ray's rumors have teeth now. "Heard she's got a sugar daddy footing the bills," Javier mutters to some guy in a trucker hat. "Marla'd hate that." Talia's behind the counter, pouring coffee, but her hands are tight, her smile gone. She's a shadow, and I'm the ghost, haunting her. Keisha storms in at noon, backpack slung low, eyes blazing. She doesn't waste time, marches straight to Talia, slamming a crumpled receipt on the counter. "Found this at Sinai," she says, voice sharp enough to cut glass. "Hospital bill, paid in full. Daniel Chen, Apex Dynamics. Explain that, Tal." Talia stares at it, then at me, and the diner goes dead quiet. My stomach drops. Tony's screw-up. My name on that damn receipt. She picks it up, hands shaking, and reads it slow, like she's hoping it's a lie. "Keisha, what is this?" "It's him." Keisha jabs a finger my way, loud enough for the whole place to hear. "He's not your friend, Talia. He's a suit with an agenda. Billionaire tech guy playing poor. I told you." Talia's eyes lock on me, and it's not doubt anymore. It's betrayal. "Is this true?" she asks, voice low, steady, like she's daring me to lie. I should have prepped for this, should have had a story. But I'm blank, caught in those eyes that used to warm me up. "Talia, I start. But Keisha cuts in. "He's been lying to you for months. What's he want? Embers? You? He's playing you, and you're too blind to see it." Keisha's shaking now, protective, furious. "Keisha, stop!" Talia snaps, but her gaze doesn't leave me. "Who are you, really?" The question hangs there, heavy as the rain outside. I could tell her, spill it all, the diner, the fund, the way she's changed me. But Ray's out there, waiting to twist it, and the regulars are staring, ready to believe the worst. I stand, slow, pulling my hoodie tighter. "I'm just a guy who likes coffee," I say, voice flat. It's a cop-out, and she knows it. Her face hardens. "Get out," she says, quiet but steel cold. "Don't come back." I don't argue. I drop a 10 on the table, last tip I'll ever leave, and walk out, rain soaking me through. The bell jingles like a goodbye, and I feel her eyes on my back till I'm gone. Back in the loop, my penthouse is a cage. Cold marble. City lights mocking me through the glass. Tony's waiting in the lobby when I get there, face grim. "Carter's escalating," he says, handing me a folder. "Filed the eviction today. Claims the funds a front. Says Talia's in bed with Apex. He's got lawyers on it." I flip through it. Legal bullshit. Ray's signature scrawled like a taunt. "He's bluffing," I say, but my voice is hollow. "He wants me to bite." "He's winning," Tony counters. "Diner's toast unless you go public. Tie Apex to it. Shut him down." "No," I snap, tossing the folder on the counter. She'd hate me more. I pace, burned hand throbbing, replaying her voice. "Get out." I saved her world, and it's costing me mine. Tuesday's worse. I don't go to Ember's, can't. But Tony scopes it out. "Place is a graveyard," he texts. 2 customers all morning. Talia's alone. Looks like hell. Ray's rumors are a virus, eating what's left. Keisha's probably crowing, and I'm the asshole who proved her right. Wednesday night, I'm at my desk, staring at Apex reports I don't give a damn about, when Sarah calls. "Funds holding," she says. But Carter's pushing a foreclosure angle, says the diner's a liability. You've got a week before it's legal. I hang up, head in my hands. I could end this. Buy the building, crush Ray in court. But Talia'd see it, my name, my money. And it'd confirm every lie she's starting to believe. The embers are fading, and I'm stuck watching them die. Thursday, I drive past Embers. Rain stopped, but the place looks gutted. Talia's inside, alone, wiping tables that don't need it. No customers, no hum. Just her and a stack of bills she can't pay. Ray's notice is taped to the door. Final warning. I saved her once, but it's not enough. Not anymore. She looks up, catches me through the window, and her face twists. Anger, hurt, something I can't name. I pull away, tires squealing because I can't face it. The diner's slipping, she's slipping, and I'm the shadow that broke it all. Keisha's voice echoes. He's playing you, and for the first time, I wonder if she's right. It's been a week since Talia kicked me out of Embers, and I'm a wreck. The penthouse feels like a tomb, cold, empty, Lake Michigan staring back like it's judging me. Apex Dynamics hums along, stock up 10% after a soul deal, but I don't care. My mornings are hollow without that diner, without her. Ray Carter's winning. His eviction notice is a guillotine over Ember's neck, and I'm stuck, hands tied by my own lies. Keisha's right. I've screwed this up, and Talia's paying for it. Friday night, I'm in my office, drowning in reports I can't focus on, when Tony calls. "Marla's awake," he says, voice low. "Stable, talking. Talia's with her at Sinai. Thought you'd want to know." I'm out the door in 10 seconds, Jeep keys in hand. I don't go in, can't face her, but I park across from the hospital, rain streaking the windshield, watching shadows move behind the ER glass. My burned hand throbs under its bandage, a reminder of that night I saved her world and lost mine. I've got one play left, one last shot to fix this without breaking it more. I pull out a notepad from the glove box, start writing. Everything she's taught me, everything I can't say out loud. No name, no apex, just words. Saturday morning, I'm back at Embers one last time. The place is a shell, tables empty, blinds half down, that damn eviction notice still taped to the door. Talia's inside, alone, stacking chairs like she's burying something. I slip in, quiet, bell muffled by my hand, and leave the envelope on my old booth. For Talia, scrawled in black ink. Inside's the letter, a faded photo from Mom's old albums, and a 20, my last tip. I'm gone before she turns around, rain soaking me as I peel out. The letter's messy, scratched out in places, but it's real. You don't know me, not really, but you've changed me. I used to think success was numbers, power, control. Then I saw you, pouring coffee, keeping this place alive, caring when no one else did. You taught me what strength looks like, not in boardrooms, but in quiet, everyday fights. I've done things to help, things you'll never trace, because you deserve to shine without shadows like me dragging you down. Your kindness, your grit, it's more than I've built in a lifetime. Keep it burning. A regular. The photos from '85, Mom and Marla, young, laughing in a diner kitchen, arms around each other. I found it last week, buried in a box, a piece of history I didn't know I had. I don't stick around to see her read it. I'm done meddling, done pretending I can fit in her world. Monday, I'm in the Apex boardroom, staring down Ray Carter's latest move. He's filed for foreclosure, claiming Embers is a failed asset, pushing to flip it into some chain spot. My team's antsy. Sarah's pacing, Tony's grim. "We can buy it out," Sarah says. "End this now." "No," I say, voice flat. "She'd hate it." I've got another plan. I call in a favor. Quiet, untraceable, shifting Apex funds to tank Carter Ventures stock. By noon, Ray's scrambling, his lawyers backing off Embers. It's not clean, but it works. The diner's safe for now. That night, I drive by. Lights are on, a few regulars trickling back. Eddie's there, Javier too, and word's spreading. Talia turned Ray down flat, told him to shove his offer. I don't stop, just slow enough to see her through the window, pouring coffee, that spark flickering again. She's fighting like always. 2 weeks later, Marla's home, frail but kicking. I get it from Tony. She's back at Ember's part-time, Walker and all barking orders like old times. Talia's holding it together, and the community's rallying. Eddie's organizing a fundraiser. Javier's hauling supplies. Lila's kid drawing flyers. Ray's gone quiet, licking his wounds after I gutted his stock play. I'm out of it, back in the loop, but I can't shake her. Then it hits me, Marla's voice, over the phone, catching me off guard one night. "Daniel Chen," she says, raspy but sharp. "Figured it was you." I freeze, gripping the receiver. "How'd you—" "Photo," she cuts in. "Your mama's eyes, same as yours. She worked my line back in '85, best damn cook I knew. Told me her boy'd be something. Guess she was right." I swallow, throat tight. "Talia, no." "Nah," Marla says, softer. "She read your letter, though. Cried like a baby. Asked me if I knew some fool who'd burn his hand twice for her. I said maybe." She pauses. "You did good, kid. But you're an idiot for leaving." I laugh, bitter. "Yeah, I know." "She's keeping it going," Marla adds. "Got a scholarship, culinary thing. Some anonymous donor." She chuckles, and I know she's on to me. Funny how that works. We hang up, and I'm left staring at the city, that photo on my desk. Mom and Marla, a lifeline I didn't see till now. Talia's moving up, Ember's breathing again, and I'm here, a shadow who lit a match and walked away. A year later, I'm at a West Side block party, some Apex community gig I funded, no cameras, just me in a hoodie blending in. The air's thick with barbecue smoke, kids running wild, a jazz band jamming under string lights. I'm grabbing a beer when I see it. Talia's table, a food truck parked on the corner, lines snaking around the block. She's inside, dishing out soul food, cornbread with honey glaze, catfish sliders, her braids tied back, smile wide as the sky. Marla's there too, perched on a stool, waving a spatula like a scepter. I don't go over. Don't need to. She's shining. Her dream alive, built on her own grit with a nudge she'll never trace. Embers still stands a block away, humming with life. Eddie's fundraiser paid off. Community grants I slipped in, keeping it afloat. Ray's a footnote. Carter Ventures limping after I crushed his play. I'm different too. Apex has got a new wing now. Community investment, scholarships, small biz protection. Board thinks I've gone soft. Stock says otherwise. I don't tell them it's her fight, her heart, that rewrote me. I just sip my beer, watching from the crowd as she hands a kid a slider, laughing at something Marla yells. She catches my eye, just for a second, across the chaos. No words, no wave, just a nod. I nod back, and that's it. A spark rekindled, burning quiet between us. She doesn't know my name, doesn't need to. I'm not coffee guy anymore, I'm just a man she changed, who changed her back. The band kicks up and I turn away, melting into the night. Some flames don't need to roar. They glow, steady and true, long after the smoke clears. Some flames burn brightest in silence. Loved this ride? Subscribe for more and share in the comments. When did kindness change your life without you knowing? Thanks for sticking with Daniel and Talia, y'all. See you in the next story.